Everybody, Max Sleepy here, and today we're going to be starting a brand new series on the channel on the phenomenal game Total War Shogun 2. In my opinion, probably the best Total War game to come out since the original Rome Total War. Perhaps a hot take, perhaps not, but it's an absolutely beautiful game. The DLC campaigns are also phenomenal. The main campaign is set during the period of the Sengoku Jidai, or warring factions, warring states period. So we're going to be selecting one of these warring clans and trying to become the Shogun. We are going to play as one of my favourite factions, the Takeda. Takeda men are almost born in the saddle. They're really respected for their mastery of horses and cavalry warfare. So we get improved morale for cavalry, we can recruit superior cavalry, and reduce recruitment costs and upkeep for all cavalry. We start in the year 1545. The initial challenge is hard. We are going to go for a long campaign. Or should we go for a domination campaign? Let's go for a long campaign. We are going to be playing on... I'm playing on the hard difficulty, I think. I don't like the battle realism mode. We don't want advisor help. Battles in 60 minutes and we won't have any people drop in. So, without further ado, let's get started. If you haven't played this game, but you're into Total War games and sort of grand strategy games, I can highly, highly recommend.
This is Sengoku Jidai, the age of the country at war.
We'll just let this intro play because it's phenomenal.
For 200 years, the Ashikaga shoguns have ruled from Kyoto. Great splendor and power were theirs. Now the overmighty clans no longer obey. The time has come for a new warlord to become Shogun. But who will be victorious? Takeda lands have always provided for our people. Our enemies are many and envious. They threaten our borders and look for any weakness. To be Takeda is to be born in the saddle. We are master horsemen. Our cavalry astound all. Let others march. We ride. We fly like storms in the mountains. We thunder in battle. Isha Mountain, the war god, has woken. Now is the time to defeat our enemies. All will bow to the Takeda clan. We wait no longer. Destiny calls. We are the Takeda.
Awesome. Let's get this guy talking. So, here we go. Just those little intro cinematics. So, we start down here in Kai province. We start with pastures for the horses, which increases and makes our horses better. We start with 2,000 koku, which isn't a huge amount. And we start with the Murakami here, who we are at war with. So, first things first, I think we need to make sure that we keep on top of our food. So we're going to improve our irrigation. And let's see what we have in this army at the start. So we start with some light cavalry a unit of Yari samurai who are going to be very, very important to us. And then just some, you know, Ashigaru scrubs. As well as our brother who is in command of the army. I think for this first battle we want another unit of Yari Ashigaru. We want another unit of Bow Ashigaru. Can we see what this guy's got? Some generic units. Let's leave it one more turn until that army gets a little bit bigger. And then I think what we'll do is, yeah, so he's going to come in and just break our stuff because he's an asshole. There we go. So what we now need to do is, yep, start looking at our research tree. So the research tree is quite extensive, as you can see. On the right hand side we've got Way of the Chi. These are your sort of economic and religious buffs, as well as focusing on your sort of agents. And then on the left it's pure war art. So this is where you unlock new units and the naval tree. So it wants us to focus on the Way of the Bow, which, yeah, we're going to do. Archers are very, very useful. Now that we've got a couple more units, let's fold this army and let's go and have a little bit of a scrap. So he's going to run away. That's very annoying. They've got a second army coming in over here. They won't be able to do much here. Let's just get that repaired. And then we'll end turn, and then the next turn we will
consider my offer and see the deeper harmony that it brings to the world.
So this will protect our southern border. I think we're going to accept that. We don't really want to go to war with the Hojo. Here we go, he's going to come in here. We're going to get our reinforcements here, so this is a pretty crappy army. We will take this on the battlefield. We'll make them regret this. They think they're going to win this, but they're clearly not. Just ignore the sound glitching out. And naturally it's raining. So, in these missions we also get a unit of samurai retainers. We're going to... They're an expendable unit. We don't know where the enemy's going to spawn yet. Okay. Let's just send our daimyo out, straight out, to go and destroy them. And then we'll keep our samurai retainers tucked in safe. So we've got the general and the 2 units of Yari Ashigaru. So we do need to be a little bit careful. But our reinforcement army has come in here. So we're going to just grab this army and send them up here at the moment.
Our general is in grave danger.
So they will take a few arrows, but they're not going to win this battle at all. What we could do is take our 2 cavalry. So their focus is going to be on taking the castle. These samurai retainers will absolutely win this. You know, we're absolutely cutting them down. We've lost 4 cavalry, and there we go. Let's keep chasing them down. Okay, so here we go. Their general is going to split off. Let's see if we can't speed them up. Let's get these guys into a Yari wall. These guys into a Yari wall. And that will be the end of the cavalry. And then what we will do is...
My lord, a glorious victory will soon be yours.
Let's get them there. Let's get them there. Let's have the light cavalry chase them down. Let's have them go there. The Ari Samurai I want kind of up here. Let's get the cavalry out of the way. Let's just reposition these boys a little bit. And then we just want the Ari Samurai to be able to come in and close the door. Let's get our archers up here. And continue marching these guys up. We just want the Ari Samurai to be able to kind of close the door. And then our light cavalry can absolutely annihilate them. Right, so let's charge in the Ari Samurai. These guys are going to sprint up here and just get bodied by the Samurai retainers. They're not going to win that battle. Let's get our daimyo back up here as well. And as you can see, these guys have been destroyed. So we'll chase them down. And there we go. We've won that battle. But let's chase down as many as we can. Just get a bit of experience, and then we'll speed this up. Oh nice, so our daimyo's going to get some good experience taking these guys out. And they won't have a chance to get away. These guys have now been destroyed. And there we go. Now we just watch as our daimyo continues to just hack and slash these guys to death. Down to 25 units now. Cool. So, decisive victory. Nice and easy. We lost 105 troops there. Not too bad, but we did destroy 2 of their armies.
Ideal.
So they now want us to move in to attack the enemy. We're going to move straight in to annihilate this army. We've got pretty much a full army apart from a couple of troops, so this should be a very easy battle as well. But we need to get a good show of force on before we move up into North Shinano. The good thing is we've basically taken out their 2 starter armies, so we will be in a pretty strong position when it comes to moving up to take that other province. So we're going to wait for non-foggy weather, dry. There we go. And then let's take a look at this battlefield. So it's mainly going to be who can control the hill. Now I'm thinking we go for this hill instead. What we're going to try and do is take this hill instead. So we're going to get our archers up on the hill in a loose formation. We're going to get our Yari Ashigaru across there. Let's get our spears on the side, and then our cavalry just protected at the back. So we can see here they're potentially going to try and take this hill. We'll just speed through a little bit. So we might have to move to this hill. They have got 1 unit of bowmen. Okay, so they are going to try and take that hill. Okay, that we can deal with. So let's get our archers over there. Our Yari Ashigaru are going to move up there. Let's have our Yari Samurai on this flank. And we're going to need our cavalry to use the flat terrain. And we'll just speed up a little bit. Okay, so they're now firing at us. So we need to move quickly lest we just take unnecessary casualties really. So let's start moving up the Ashigaru. Samurai are going to sort of hit from this side, and then let's pop our cavalry over there as well, and then we can just have our archers
Shogun units, my lord. Treacherously meant to ambush us.
So let's just have these guys move in here. I'm going to get them to rapidly advance. And then once they're in, they can do that. We're going to need to just intercept their cavalry. Although, actually, their cavalry will probably get annihilated by... let's have one unit focus on them, the other unit focus on the archers. So there we go. You can see their cavalry are already struggling. And they've got one more unit of Yariashigaru there, which we're going to focus down. So their archers have now broken. Let's get these guys. Let's just focus up. We can't do a Yari wall here. And there we go. And their entire army shattered. But we still want to continue this. They were too close to the edge. Alright. Well, that's that army well and truly wiped out. Close victory, eh? I'm not sure I believe that. We did lose quite a lot of men, but considering they were pretty much on the defensive there, I think we lost a hell of a lot less than we could have done. And then we're just going to continue to chase these guys down. I don't want to risk the auto-resolve. The auto-resolve will probably give me a better result than I could achieve myself, but I think playing it's probably the better option because we can use our archers and our cavalry to kind of sandwich them. I think that'll be a lot better. So once again, we'll wait for clear, dry weather. And oh, nice, we already start with the hill. So this is mostly going to be a battle focused on our cavalry. We'll continue to use the Ashigaru, but really we want our archers to focus down the enemy. So let's get them in a loose formation. We'll make sure skirmish mode's on for this. And we just want our Ashigaru behind just to protect the... just protect. And then let's have our cavalry over here and we will kind of sandwich them. So they're going to move up to take this hill, which is absolutely fine. But they've got absolutely no ranged ability, so they're going to move in to try and take us, basically. We'll pull the archers back, return them on skirmish mode, and then we'll have them on guard.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
Let's just move our general back. The generals are super squishy. They are very easy to kill, as are the light cavalry, to be fair. And there we go. And let's punish them for thinking they could beat us. Let's just leave those units down here and let's just let the cavalry mop them up. Nah, decisive at back. Yeah, as I thought. And I think I probably lost less troops than the enemy did. Oh, yeah, 32 troops down. Cool. Right. So that's the enemy expelled from our land, and he's going to get promotion. Nice. So our brother's becoming a way better general. Let's just repair that. let's also, we're going to upgrade our stables to warhorse stables. And then we're going to end that turn. So we don't really need to worry about the Hojo for now. So it's just come to winter. Okay, so in winter, if you go into enemy lands, you'll start to take attrition. We really don't want to take attrition. So at the moment we can't recruit. We would love to get some of these fire cavalry, but as you can see our money per turn's not great. We need to wait for our troops to replenish, and then we need to wait for winter to end, because the castle's a little bit far north. It might take more than one turn for us to actually get up there. So there we go, winter is over. Let's get another unit of Yari Ashigaru, one unit of them. It's going to be one more turn for our warhorse stables. So let's go into the diplomacy tab and let's make sure we're trading with everybody we can with. So the Imagawa,
Greetings.
let's get trading with them. And the Kiso, let's get trading with them. It's always going to be worth trading. And then we can also upgrade our roads, which eventually will give us better trade deals. So our army is still replenishing. It's going to be 4 or 5 turns, so it's going to be a little while. But this early game, this is kind of what you're doing, is you're just starting to build up. We need to make sure we're focusing on building up our economy as well as our military. So we've now sorted out the strategy of attack, got firebomb throwers. That's really, really good. And we definitely need to focus on the horses side. Katana Samurai. I do really like the Naginata Samurai. I like them as kind of heavy infantry that can break an enemy formation. We'll pay for the horse breeder upgrade as well. We've got another 2 units of Ashigaru there, so we're now getting a fairly formidable army. Probably more than these guys can afford, but at the moment we're still sitting on only 1 province, whereas you can see our kind of local enemies are sitting on 2. Since skill tree for this chap, we want increased movement, and let's get a bit of melee defense for him as well. And then what retainers did we get? The loyalty's quite nice. I'd rather lose. He's our brother, so I'd rather lose 1 loyalty. He's not going to change, but even more movement speed is going to be really, really good for him. Then sort of 2 turns, 1 turn. We can obviously do something else. So we need proving grounds for the Takeda Fire Cavalry. And then we need different types of yards. We have 1 spare food, so we can upgrade to a stronghold. That'll unlock a building slot. So that's what we're going to do. I think once we've got Way of the Bow, we're going to move over to the economic tree and just make sure that we can start upgrading our farms, because it's really important that you keep up with food production. Oh, hello. Okay. So they've managed to just squat another army out. We're pretty comparable. Actually, we're very comparable. But we've got the cavalry advantage, so we're going to have to make use of our cavalry here. But we're in the defensive, which means we get they're going to come to us effectively. And it looks like we spawned right near a hill. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip of water. So we need to think a bit tactically about this. Okay, so they actually spawn on the bigger hill, but they are going to come to us. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the hill fully to our advantage. So we're going to lay out our archers. They're going to be on guard mode. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have our Ashigaru in the Yari War formation. We're going to have one unit of cavalry over here. We're going to have our general over here. Then our Yari samurai are just going to be available to move where they need to. Unfortunately, it's a foggy day, which is very annoying. Do they really think they're going to just sit there? No, so they are going to move up. Okay. So at the moment, they're in a pretty poor position. Their bow units are kind of all over the place, so we're not going to be able to just snipe them. But what this does mean is that their units are going to... we just need to make sure that our units are protected here. Yeah, so their units are all kind of merged in with each other, look. This unit, yeah, every single bow unit has got a Yari unit mixed in with it basically, so we're not going to be able to snipe them. What we're going to have to do is just make sure everybody's on guard mode. We're going to take advantage of the Yari walls sort of bonus defense to anchor them in position while our archers do most of the damage. The Yari samurai are going to be there just in case they need to kind of get involved pretty quickly. We're just going to speed time along a little bit. Our archers are going to have decreased range, which is very annoying. They might only be able to get off a volley or two before they start actually attacking people. So we're just going to move these troops back behind the line. And then what we need to do is just... let's have these guys out on the flank. So this is annoying. They're not sending all of their Yari Ashigaru in a Wana. So these guys are coming forward. These guys are sadly not. We need to make sure that they hold this line. Once they're pinned by our Yari Ashigaru, we can obviously move them in. There we go. So, yeah, they're keeping back a lot of their Ashigaru there. So they're already wavering. Let's slam into the back of them. These guys are broken. Really? Cool, right. That's one unit of Ashigaru already destroyed. The Yari wall is ridiculously powerful. And when I say ridiculously powerful, I mean it's ridiculously powerful. It's down to 49 of them. They've almost screwed themselves here, because what they would normally do when you're kind of turtling is they would just sit at a bit of a range. Let's inspire this center unit because they're going to come under. They're kind of the weakest unit here. Okay, so they've still got one more unit of Yari Ashigaru, which I don't want to. I don't want those Yari Ashigaru to hit my light cavalry. I want my light cavalry free and easy. But we can now take our daimyo out, and he can start to do some work against the bow-armed Ashigaru. Let's just move our Yari samurai up here. Right, let's get our daimyo in. This unit's now shattered. The general's steady, which is a problem.
Our general is in grave danger.
Yeah, it says our general is in grave danger, but he's... oh, we do need to get him away from their general, though. Let's just flee him back to our lines. They're shaken. Charge them. Hit them, hit them, hit them. Let's get these guys out of Yari wall. Let's get these guys out of Yari wall. Let's get these guys out of Yari wall. Let's now move in. Close for the kill. This unit's wavering. They're going to be shattered shortly. Yoshigaru killing off the general. Let's now move in. Let's try and assassinate their general. We've got Yari troops who can... Yeah, Yari troops can reach them. The archers are still hammering them. We need to just pull out our light cavalry quickly.
My lord, their general has fallen.
Fantastic. So the general's now dead. Right. Focus the Yari unit. And then let's get our general in. No, let's wipe out this army. So now we just speed up time and let our cavalry do the work. Just take out basically as many as we can. So we're just going to wipe out as many that are fleeing the field as possible. We're not going to quite reach this unit. It's only 42 though. There you go, decisive battle. So the game thought it was about 50-50, and we've managed to get decisive, which means we've absolutely annihilated them, in essence. Which is always nice, isn't it? So yeah, there we go. They lost a huge amount of men. It's always good to use Yari Wall when you can. Oh god, the Hojo are about to attack us. The Hojo might be about to attack us. Tomo are gone. I don't like that the Hojo have... Potentially the Imagawa could save us. Let's just see how this goes. As you saw at the start, the Takeda is a hard start because you start with a single province and you are kind of surrounded on every side. Enemy ninja as well, Murakami ninja. I'd really like to get this army replenished up. 2 turns, 3 turns, 1 turn. Yeah. How close are we to where the bow? 4 more. The majority of the game, Ashigaru are going to carry through us. I'm not too excited about getting loads of Yari samurai, but a couple of units of bow samurai might be quite nice. We obviously need to focus on the cavalry as well. Capture the province Izu. Where is Izu? It wants us to go to war with the Hojo. That isn't something I really want to do. They've got 3 provinces. They've probably got a fairly chunky army. Yeah, I don't think we're going to want to do that, really. What we will do is we'll start putting together another army there. And let's push forward. This army we can probably take, and that looks like it'll be their last army. So once we take that out, we can lay siege to them. We need to go on the offensive. We need to seize another. We need to seize another province, really. We've just got to hope that if anyone's going to go to war with Hojo, it'll be the Imagawa. Okay, so once again, it's a 50-50 sort of battle. Maybe it focuses them a little more, but they are on the offensive. Oh, and it's their daimyo as well. If we can snipe their daimyo, that'd be great. They've got less archers, but more Yari Ashigaru. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to go full defensive. We kind of baited them into attacking us. In a perfect world, I'd have another couple of units. Oh, okay, it's all forest. Now I could use this hill. Kind of tempted to use what we've got over here to assist us. So let's just move all of our units over here for now. Let's kind of just have our archers up here. Let's have our Yari, Ashigaru. Let's focus them up quite tightly. And have them in Yari wall. We'll have our Yari samurai here. And then our 2 cavalry. So we're kind of doing a bit of a refused flank here, because if they want to fight us, they're going to have to come all the way around, which they're just not going to do. Let's maybe have a little bit more of an angle on that. Potentially we might have to use the Yari samurai to anchor the line. Very large army of Yari Ashigaru there. They haven't got a lot of bow armed units. What we're going to do, we are going to take a single bow unit and pop them down here. And then that just gives a little bit more room for 2 units. Because they're going to get a really nice range increase up there. They are in the woods, which is going to hinder them, but let's just keep widening us a little bit. And then let's get our Yari Ashigaru into the Yari wall. And prepare to face the brunt of the attack. Once again, there isn't really an easy solution to this. We've just got to be a bit careful. So our archers are going to be able to start firing in a minute. It's going to be a massive benefit of having this hill, I think. We've refused a single flank. So no matter what they do, they're not going to be able to get us there. Let's get our archers as far forward as possible. So they're effectively just going to sit there and snipe us now. Why aren't you guys firing? You're within range. This is very representative, believe it or not, of how battles in this period were fought, at least initially, before guns became a thing. You know, you use the bow Ashigaru, the Yumi Ashigaru, to kind of soften up the enemy's position. Both sides would just send arrows into each other. And then once that was over, the troops would move in to attack each other. They've got a bigger force than us. I don't want to just sit here forever. At the same time, there is very little we can do. We can't be too aggressive. Here we go. Yeah, annoyingly, we kind of are just going to have to sit here and take it. Let's have our cavalry ready. We can roll up some flanks. Oh, they're starting to waver. We need to push forward. We're just going to have to be aggressive here.
Hidden units, my lord. treacherously meant to ambush
Move
us.
our archers in. We're gonna have to move our cavalry in to just take advantage of anything that does happen. Yeah. The cavalry charge hasn't worked. The Ariashigaru were ripping through us. Look, yeah, samurai. That's going to be a defeat for us, unfortunately.
Our general is in grave danger, my lord.
We just didn't have the troops to counter them, really. We can potentially take this unit out. They're shaken. But they've got so many more units than us. This unit's shaken as well.
Our men
Let's
are
cavalry
running
charge
from
them.
the battlefield. Shameful display.
Yeah, they just had more archers, better defence. Not like cavalry have been rinsed, basically. You can no longer withdraw like you used to be able to in the older Total War games. Yeah, not a lot we can do with that, really. We're going to concede the defeat. We're going to end that battle. Let's just escape with our lives. You know, our general's still alive. We'll just have to head back to... Oh, he was killed anyway. Well, I'll let you resolve that. Yeah. Classic Total War AI cheats. You know, they've got a single province, if I remember correctly, at the start. Yeah, we're gonna have to enlist him. Oh no, they've taken... Yeah, so this is all North Shinano. I believe they only start with a single province, and yet, you know, they managed to get such huge armies. Always feels a little bit unfair. Anyway, we need to focus on rebuilding our army, don't we? We'll get a load more Yari Ashigaru. We've still got enough money to build something else. I'm tempted by a sword school, you know. So, our cavalry. So bow cavalry need an archery dojo. Yari cavalry, yeah. I'd love to get some fire cavalry, but they're locked off behind a proving ground, which I can't remember what you need for the proving ground. Yeah, what do you need for the proving ground? It's going to be whatever gives you the encampment, I would assume. Yeah, I don't actually know what gives you the proving ground. I haven't seen it. No. Who knows? I'm really not sure what you need for the proving ground. Interesting. But either way, we can't get our fire cavalry yet because we. It's not even that. I don't know. We are though going to get the. Tempted by the sword school. These firebomb throwers are absolutely ridiculous. They are phenomenal units. You've just got to be very careful with them and expect to take some friendly fire. But, let's go for what do we do? The bow samurai are really nice, but bow ashikari were kind of just as good, really. We're gonna go for the sword skull. Nothing beats a spear unit like a sword unit in the classic triangle, the classic RTS triangle. Spear beats bow, beats sword, beats spear, and then spear beats cavalry, yada yada yada. Okay, so they're coming in. We're gonna have a siege battle at some point. That's fine, I'm not too worried about that. We can definitely beat this army. Look how quickly they've replenished as well. We can definitely beat this army in a siege battle, even with what we've got here, but by the time they move in we'll have another 2 units and they'll have taken some attrition.
Ideal for riding.
2500 to increase experience for cavalry units. That's quite nice for 10 turns. Yeah, we're going to do that because now we can recruit some katana units. The katana samurai. Oh look, the enemy army is. Ah, they were destroyed. Somebody else destroyed them. The Anakakoji destroyed them. Can we trade with you? Yeah. Oh, and the Oda clan are up there, so they've moved over. Yep.
An unexpected meeting may, with hindsight, turn out to be.
Oh, they're enemies of the Imagawa. Okay, well, we're trading with everybody. We're building up the army. Everything ended kind of as it should, really. Then, at some point, I think we're gonna have to fight the Hojo. Are they? We're just building up. No, let's start building up towards terrace farming. The Hojo are. Oh, the Hojo are allied with the Imagawa as well. Okay, so for now, we're just going to focus on building economic growth, I think. Yeah, for now, I think that's what we're going to do. But that's going to be the end of the first episode, so not a particularly magnanimous victory, but hey ho, it's a hard game, it's a hard start. We will just need to keep building up as we can until we can push out. This is, after all, the rise of the Takeda Clan. So, yeah, that's where we'll go from there. As always, I say in my videos, if you've got any comments, any feedback, do let me know. If you like the content, drop a like and a comment. If you hate the content, drop a dislike and a comment. As long as it's constructive, I'm always happy to receive feedback, and I will continue to work on it. But thanks very much for checking in, guys. This has been Max Sleepy, signing off. Thank you very much.